So the other chapter I'll do in this live stream is the opposite. So we looked at 아니에요, right? Which is how to say something is something else. But how do you say that something is not something else? Something is not something else. Well, you have to use this grammar form. 이가 아니에요. 이가 아니에요. And this is the grammar form you use to say that something is not something. So let's look at some examples. And also, quick note, you use 가 아니에요 if the noun ends on a consonant sound, and you use 이 아니에요 if the noun ends on a vowel sound. No, sorry, other way around. 가 아니에요 if it ends on a vowel sound, and 이에요 ends on a consonant sound. Got that the wrong way around. Okay. So the first example here is we have a picture of an apple, right? And the sentence is 피자가 아니에요. It's not a pizza. Pizza ends on a vowel sound, so we attach 가 아니에요. 가 아니에요. It's not a pizza. What about this next one? We have the word 물. 물. 물 ends on a vowel, on a consonant sound. So we have 물이 아니에요. 물이 아니에요. It's not water. All right. 3. 빵. 빵 also ends on a consonant sound. So we attach 이 아니에요. 아니에요. It's not bread. Okay? What about D? 음식. 음식 also ends on a consonant sound. So, 이 아니에요. It's not food. I certainly hope the bicycle is not food. What is this book called? This book is called Level 1 Workbook. Level 1 Workbook, it is linked in this live stream, and you can find it in the link in our bio to our website as well. Okay, next we have this word, 영어. 영어 means English. Now, 영어 ends on a vowel sound, so we attach 가, 아니에요. It's not English. It's not English. Next, 한국어. 한국어. It ends on a vowel sound, right? So which should we attach? Should we attach 이에요 or should we attach 이 아니에요 or should we attach 가 아니에요? Because it ends on a vowel sound. This last one also ended on a vowel sound, right? 가, yes, Miriam, perfect. 한국어가 아니에요. It's not English. It's not Korean. It's not Korean. Okay. Now we have 아빠. Does anyone remember what 아빠 means in Korean? Anyone remember what 아빠 means? 아빠가, yes. Dad, perfect, yes. 아빠 means dad. And it ends on a vowel sound, so 아빠가 아니에요. So that's not dad. Or that's not my dad. 아빠가 아니에요. It's not my dad. Next we have this word, 미국. Does anyone know what 미국 means in Korean? This word, 미국. United States, way, vero, yes, perfect. 미국 is America, or the United States. And it ends on a consonant sound, so we attach 이. 아니에요. It's not America. Okay, and lucky last, 한국. Anyone here know what 한국 means? Hopefully most of you know what the word 한국 means in Korean. 한국. Korea, yes. 한국 is the word for Korea in Korean, and it also ends on a consonant sound, so 한국이 아니에요. 한국이 아니에요. It's not Korea. Okay, so we looked at how to attach it to nouns. Now let's answer some multiple choice questions. Some multiple choice questions. Number 1, question 1. 이가 아니에요 is used to talk about 1. What things are, e.g. it is a cat. 2. What things aren't, e.g. it's not a cat. 3. Where things are, for example, the cat is on the roof. Or 4. Things you don't have, e.g. I don't have a cat. Yes, the answer here is 2. 이가 아니에요 is used to talk about what things are not, what they aren't. This is the book right here. It's called Level 1 Workbook. You can take a screenshot of this if you want, so you can try to find it later. It's also linked on this live stream and in our bio. Okay. B. 이가 아니에요 can be attached to 1. Nouns, 2. Verbs, 3. Adjectives, or 4. All of the above. So what can you attach 이가 아니에요 to? The answer here, what can you attach 이가 아니에요 to? Miriam, yes, 1. It attaches to nouns. So it's used to attach to nouns with either 이 아니에요 or 가 아니에요, depending on whether that noun ends on a consonant or a vowel. Okay, C. What is the 이가 part of this grammar form 이가 아니에요? So if you remember in the previous page, we did a lot of choosing between 이 and 가. Does anyone know where this 이가 comes from? Is it 1, the topic particle, 2, the subject particle, or 3, it's just part of the noun? What is this 이가 part? Where does it come from? Yes, it is number 2. It is the subject particle. This 이가 is just the subject particle. If you've learned Korean for a little bit, you probably are familiar with this subject particle, and it's used in this grammar form here. 이가 아니에요. Okay. D. Which of the following is not a good translation for 물이 아니에요? 물이 아니에요. So which is not a good translation? I just bought the books, the word and the word finds. Thank you so much. I hope you like them. So our possible options for 물이 아니에요 are 1. It's not water. 2. That's not water. 3. This isn't water. Or 4. I don't have water. So what is not a good translation? What could it not be? One of these is not like the others, and it is 4. So you can use 물이 아니에요 to talk about any of these things. But if you want to talk about not having something, you use a different verb. You actually would say 물이 없다. 물이 없어요. And we'll learn this later on. But in case you're wondering how you would say I don't have water, you would say 물이 없어요. I don't have water. Took a break and here you are. I've found you. I've come back. I'm glad to have you here. Okay. E. The word 아니에요 is also used to say 1. Thank you. 2. You're welcome. 3. Goodbye. Or 4. I'm sorry. What is 아니에요 also used for? Very commonly in Korean. You might not know this until I say this, but in fact, you can use 아니에요 to say you're welcome. This is quite common in Korean. It's kind of like how we might say like, oh, no worries, or don't worry about it, oh, not at all. That kind of same thing. If someone says thank you to you, someone says 감사합니다, you can say, oh, 아니에요, 아니에요. Like, it's fine, like, no worries. It's kind of like saying you're welcome. People often ask, oh, how do you say you're welcome in Korean? There's not like a set phrase kind of like we have in English, but it is pretty common to say 아니에요. Oh, no worries, no worries. It's kind of like that. Okay, and F. What's the main difference between 아니요 and 아니에요? So we have two words here, right? They look very similar, but they are not the same. They're not the same. They're used in a different way. So, number one, 아니요 means it's not, and 아니에요 means no, or 아니에요 means it's not, and 아니요 means no. So a lot of you are saying the right answer. Thank you very much. Good job. The answer is 2. So that is the difference between these two words. They're not the same. 아니요 by itself just means no. But when you use 아니에요, you're saying it's not something. They look very similar, right? But they are different. They're used for a different purpose. Okay. Now let's do some translation. First, we are going to go from Korean into English. So, number A, we have the first one, 피자가 아니에요. 피자가 아니에요. What would this be translated to? Well, we have the word pizza and 아니에요. So, it's not pizza. 피자가 아니에요. It's not pizza. Number B, 영어가 아니에요. 영어가 아니에요. You might remember what 영어 means. It means English. So 영어가 아니에요 means it's not English. It's not English. Number 3, 이것은 물이 아니에요. 이것은 물이 아니에요. 이것은 means this, and 물 is water. So, this is not water. All right. D, 그것은 고기가 아니에요. So there's a slight difference here between 이것은 and 그것은, right? Really the difference is pretty similar to the difference in English between this and that. So 이것은 is this and 그것은 is that. So that, 고기 means meat. So that is not meat. That is not meat. All right. 이 음식은 피자가 아니에요. Now we have 이 음식. 이 means this as well. So 이 음식 means this food, 피자가 아니에요. It's not pizza. This food isn't or is not pizza. What's the difference between those versus 그? So, 이 and 그 is this and that. But the difference between 이 and 그 and 이것 and 그것, the difference is these are not standalone nouns. So, 이 and 그 have to go before a noun. You have to say 이 음식 or 그 사람 or 이 pizza or 이 물 or whatever. It has to go before a noun. But 이것 and 그것 are standalone nouns. It's just the noun this or that. So 이것은 is like this thing is not 물, but when you use 이, it has to go before a noun. Okay. Hopefully that explains it. If you need to practice some more, there's more help online for that, but that's the essential difference. So 그 사람은 친구가 아니에요. So 그 사람 means that person and 친구 means friend. So as for that person, 그 사람은 친구가 아니에요. That person is not a friend. That person isn't my friend. They're not a friend of mine. Okay. Now let's translate from English into Korean. The first one is, that person is not my dad. Isn't meet, for example, also a noun? Yes. So this kogi is also a noun, right? But it's a different sort of sentence. Like, 그것은, that thing, is it meat? Right? So these kind of go together, and this stands by itself. But here, 그 사람은 goes together, and 친구가 아니에요 goes together. There's kind of there's a space between those things, and like if you want to say that person specifically, 그 사람, this 것, another thing that might help is this 것 here is literally a noun meaning thing. So 그것 is kind of a contraction of 그것, just like 그 사람. 그것 is that thing, but it's just kind of been contracted into one word, 그것. Okay, that person is not my dad. So we have 그 사람, that person, and then my dad. There's a couple ways you can translate that. You can leave it out. I'm going to say 우리 아빠가 아니에요. You could also say 그 사람은 아빠가 아니에요. You could drop this. You could say 그 사람은 제 아빠가 아니에요. We practiced this 우리 제 difference in an earlier lesson. But there's a couple different ways you can translate that. This is the book Level 1 workbook. Okay, next, B. That food is not ice cream. So, how do we say that food? Well, we're going to say 그 음식. 그 음식은. As for that food, by the way, this in is the topic particle. We're going to talk about these things as the topic of our sentences. So, 그 음식은. How you write ice cream in Korean, it's kind of like an English sounding thing. Ice cream. Ice cream. And it ends on a consonant sound, so 이 아니에요. 그 음식은 아이스크림이 아니에요. Let me see. Hopefully you can see the whole page. C. I am not Korean. How would you say this? I am not Korean. We're going to talk about myself, right? I. So we're going to start with 저. 저 is the word for me. And we're going to add the topic particle. 저는. 저는 한국 사람. 한국 사람 is the word for Korean. It's too late. I want to learn Korean, but I don't know anything. The first thing to start with is just learn the alphabet. There's tons of free stuff out there to help you learn the alphabet. Just start there. 저는 한국 사람. E ends on a vowel, consonant sound. So 이 아니에요. 저는 한국 사람이 아니에요. I am not Korean. D. That is not Korean. So notice how in these two sentences, it's both the word Korean, but it's two different things, right? This is a Korean person, and this is the Korean language. So two different nouns we have to use here. So that is not Korean. 그것은, that thing. So that, whatever it is, that thing, 그것, 한국어가 아니에요. 한국어 is the word for the Korean language, ends on a vowel sound, so 가 아니에요. Okay, two more to go. E, this is not a salad. We have the word this, which is 이것은. 이것은, salad. So salad in Korean is also kind of an Englishified word. And you can spell it like this. Salad. 샐러드 ends on a vowel sound. So 가 아니에요. 이것은 샐러드가 아니에요. This is not a salad. And lucky last, that's not a vegetable. That's not a vegetable. We have the word that again, which is 그것. 그것은. And there's two different words for vegetable. You can use 야채 or I think 채소. This book, I believe, teaches 야채. But you can use either. 야채가 아니에요. That food is not a vegetable. Or that thing, 그것은 야채가 아니에요. It's not a vegetable. What's the workbook called? It is called Level 1 Workbook. This is the cover. You can screenshot it if you like. And again, we have some dictation practice here. You can follow the QR code if you get this book and do that practice. I recommend you do that. I won't do it here in this live stream, but I do recommend it's a very useful thing to practice, hearing the language, hearing the sounds as well. Okay. All right. Lucky last, where can I purchase the book? It's available on our website, on Amazon. There's also PDFs on our website. And you can get the physical book through TikTok Shop here in this live stream as well. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do in this live stream is just work on translating these sentences into English. So we're going to read them, see if we can understand what they mean, and write a little English translation. There's another word other than yache. Yeah. Cheso, I think, also is used, but I think yache is what we use mostly in this book. Okay, so Tom. 저는 여자가 아니에요. How long did it take me to become fluent? I have been learning Korean for about 7 or 8 years now. 저는 여자가 아니에요. How would you translate this into English? 저는 여자가 아니에요. 저는, he's talking about himself, right? So Tom is 저는, himself. 여자가 아니에요. 여자 is girl, right? Female or woman. So he's saying he's not a girl. I'm not a woman. Okay? I'm not a woman. I'm not a girl. 2. 호주 사람이 아니에요. 미국 사람이에요. So we actually have 2 sentences here, right? So we've got 2 sentences. The first sentence, 호주 사람이 아니에요. Does anyone know, Hoju is a country. It's a certain country. Anyone know where Hoju is or what Hoju is? Australia, Sky River, yes. Hoju is Australia. So he's saying, I'm not an Australian person. I'm not Australian. 미국 사람이에요. He is American. I'm not Australian. I'm running out of space, but American. I'm not Australian, I'm American. And 3, 학생이 아니에요. 학생이 아니에요. We have this word 학생, which we had a little bit earlier. It means student, yes. So I'm not a student. I'm not a student. Okay, now we have Mary. Mary. We have 3 sentences by her. The first one says, 저는 남자가 아니에요. 여자예요. So we've got 2 sentences. The first one is 저는 남자가 아니에요. So this is, she's introducing herself as the topic, 저는, and then she goes on to say, 남자가 아니에요. So I'm not a boy. I'm not a man. I'm not a man. 여자예요. I'm a girl. Or I'm a woman. I'm a woman. What are the little numbers next to the words? So the little numbers are just reference notes. If we use some grammar form that we've learnt before, it just references what that is, so you can go and check that page. If you see something that you don't remember or you're not sure about, you can use these little references to check. How does this book cost? I believe the paperback is $18 and the PDF is $14, I think, $13 or $14. Okay, number 2. And question, what book is this? This is the Level 1 workbook. This book is amazing. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Number 2, 미국 사람이 아니에요. Which I hear people saying that means I'm not American. We learned this earlier, right? Mary's from Mexico. So that makes sense. She is not American, she's Mexican. 미국 사람이 아니에요. 미국 사람 is American person. Alright, and number 3, 의사가 아니에요. 간호사예요. So we have 2 sentences here. The first one is 의사가 아니에요. Does anyone know what this word is? 의사. 의사. Someone here might know it. 의사. Doctor. Yes. 의사 is doctor. So she's saying 의사가 아니에요. I'm not a doctor. I am a 간호사. And a 간호사 is a nurse. So she's saying I'm not a doctor. I'm a nurse. Okay. And the last person we have here is Sophie. Okay, so she's got 3 sentences. The first sentence, 저는 메리가 아니에요. 소피예요. 저는 메리가 아니에요. 소피예요. Vero, yes. So this first sentence means I'm not Mary. I'm Sophie. Second sentence is I'm Sophie. I'm not Mary, I'm Sophie. Is this formal Korean or informal Korean? This is formal Korean. It is polite Korean. Number 2. 고등학생이 아니에요. 중학생이에요. So we've got 2 different words here, 2 vocabulary words. We've got 중학생 and 고등학생. So 고등학생, does anyone know what 고등학생 means? 고등학생. It's a specific grade or like stage in school. 고등학생 is high school, yes, high school student. Whereas 중학생, does anyone know what 중학생 is? So 고등학생 is a high school student, whereas 중학생 is middle school. Yes, 토호, yes, 투호. So 중학생, this 중, by the way, literally means middle. So it's literally middle student. So 고등학생이 아니에요. 중학생이에요. I'm not, you could say like I'm not a high school student, or I'm not a high schooler, or I'm not in high school. I'm not in high school. I'm in middle school, or I'm a middle school student. I'm in, excuse my messy writing. I'm not in high school, I'm in middle school. And number 3, we have kind of a long word here. I don't expect anyone to know this word. Someone might. It is actually defined here at the bottom. So when we have words that we feel like people may not know, we do give a little vocabulary box at the bottom. And this word here, 채식주의자, is a vegetarian. Someone who doesn't eat meat. You can call them 애 채식주의자. So if you are vegetarian, you would say 저는 채식주의자예요. I am vegetarian. But this sentence is 채식주의자가 아니에요. I'm not vegetarian. And then if you get this book, if you do buy this book and you're using it yourself, I do recommend you take this space to practice and write 3 things about yourself that you are not, so whatever that is. In the earlier chapter, we practiced saying things that you are. So in this chapter, you say 3 things about you that you are not, using this ika, 아니에요 form. Excuse me. Okay, so that is all of the content I will cover in this live stream. Where can I buy the digital version? So the digital version is on our website. So if you follow the link in our bio, you can find the PDF versions. We do sell those. You can get that if you prefer working on, a tablet or a computer or an iPad, things like that. In this live stream, I use the physical version, but we do also sell digital PDF versions as well. Just a recap. And thank you, Vera. I appreciate you. Which book is this? This is the book Level 1 Workbook. If you're trying to find it online, this is what the cover looks like. You can get it on Amazon, other places as well. Where do we ship the book? Mostly within the US. You can try, if you purchase through our website, I think we do ship to some international countries as well, but you will be charged for shipping. We don't cover free shipping. So just keep that in mind. Do we deliver to Spain? If you buy from the Spain Amazon store, you can get shipping to Spain. I know Amazon does have a store in Spain. I don't know how easy it is to use, but I recommend you try the Spanish Amazon store. Other countries have Amazon stores like Italy, the Netherlands, France, Germany, Sweden, Poland. They all have Amazon stores that do have this book there as well. And yeah, just to recap, today we practiced 2 chapters. We practiced the 아니에요 form, which is the to be form of the Korean copula. And we also practiced the ika, 아니에요 form. So we did 2 chapters today. And I will also post this live stream on YouTube if you want to go back and watch it again. To reference it, I will do that. Are you going live tomorrow? No, I only go live once a week. So I will be back next Friday. So this time next Friday, so at an hour before now at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be back on Friday and I will keep going. The next chapter is the present tense. So in this chapter, we're going to finally look at how to conjugate verbs into the present tense. This is a very useful chapter, so I recommend if you want to have some practice with that, you come back next Friday. You're only streaming on Friday? Yes, at the moment I'm only streaming on Friday evenings. Do you think that I could buy the book if I learn Hangul on YouTube? Yes, that is an excellent idea. YouTube is a great place to learn Hangul. There's tons of free videos out there to help you learn Hangul. There's also, you can get free apps on your phone to help you learn Hangul. So that's a great plan. It's a great place to start. First, you learn the alphabet, then come and get this book and start learning some grammar, start learning how to make sentences. This is the book right here. Can I recommend you another app for learning Korean? Yes, please do recommend. If you have recommendations for people here on apps to use or books that you recommend, definitely share the love. I'm a strong proponent of learning from multiple sources, so it's a great idea when you're learning anything, not just a language, but if you're learning anything, always try and learn from different places, try different things, see what works for you. It's always good to hear from different people. Everyone has their own way of teaching, their own way of learning, so I highly recommend you shop around. Talk to Me in Korean is a great resource as well. I highly recommend Talk to Me in Korean. Tuida, I've heard people say good things about that. So yeah, if you like this live stream, check out this book, check out our other books if you're interested. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you again next time for the present tense. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining my live stream. I really hope you have an awesome Friday and a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you next week. What time zone? 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So it's the time right now, minus 1 hour. Yes. How do I buy the book when Amazon is not available in Iraq? Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, my best advice for you is probably to get the PDF version from our website. If you can do online payments, if you can buy things online, you can get the PDF from our website. You can even print it out yourself if you want a physical version. That's fine too. But yeah, you'll probably have to get the PDF. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. 감사합니다, everyone. Thank you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.